Young bad girl, so young when we had conquered the world. There ain't a thing that I couldn't do when you're with me and I'm next to you. In this joy-filled friendship, every season of this life. Joy-filled friendship, with you by my side.
Right, who should still be important to you, and for your significant other to know, oh, by the way, one of my best friends' names is this, I want you to meet her, and then they'll feel good when you go have lunch or dinner or hang out with your friend at any time. So what do you think?
Right, exactly. No, that's a great idea, but the guy that she talked about, honestly though, but the really great thing about what we noticed when we were talking is that, like she said, we had a relationship with our boyfriends and our boyfriends had a relationship with us. Like, I'm not saying this happens today. I can't really go into detail and say, oh yeah, that's normal for you. But I used to talk to her boyfriend on the phone. Sometimes he would call and say, hey, Millicent, where's my girl? And I'm like, oh, she just came out of class, or, she was a drama or something like that. And I would tell, oh, she should be back not long. And then we would have a conversation a little bit. And that was really great. So we have been really blessed in that area. These are just things that just all naturally happen for us. Now, talking up to today and saying, how did it happen? We said it happened naturally. And most importantly, allow it to happen naturally.
Yeah.
Just allow it to happen naturally. Go out to lunch, go out to dinner with you guys. When you first start dating a guy or a girl, say, hey, let's go to lunch, because remember we did when you met Rich, we went to dinner. We did. We went to dinner, and we met Rich, and Rich met Steve, and from that day on they've been talking, and then they got married, and the four of us would get together. She would invite us up to have these huge parties. Rich would cook the barbecue
Ribs.
and everything, and it's great. So in that, naturally, again, here we go, a natural development.
Yeah.
Let it happen naturally.
Yeah.
Don't try to force it, because if you try to force it, then you're going to get probably a not so good outcome. Yeah. Just allow them to get to know each other in the setting, and go to lunch with them. I know one thing about when they did meet and then we started doing things together, like coming up to parties and everything like that. Arlen and I would still go to lunch together. And then that's when they learned how long we are. It wasn't like we told them, oh yeah, we go to lunch and we stay a very long time. No, they learned it, because I think the first time we did it, they did call to see, hey, yeah, exactly. We're like, oh no, we're still here.
Still?
Yeah. And that's when they learn that, oh, this is what they do.
Yeah.
Because we catch up, we talk, we just have a good time and enjoy, and then they learn that naturally. Oh yeah, when they're together, that's okay. Let them go ahead and go on. Like Arlen said, they're out there and we're in here, and you know what? They have not knocked on the door yet.
How long has it been? It's been
about 3 hours, right?
It's been
it's been a while.
Longer than that.
Oh yeah. It's been 4 hours. 5 hours, yeah. And so they just, this is what we do.
Yeah.
But we're just hanging out, having a good time. Yeah. And they're hanging out, having a great time as well.
Yeah.
So,
and it feels good.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. And that's where I'm going with this. Like, take the pressure off. Don't make it happen. Just allow it to happen. And if she loves you or if he loves you, they'll understand. And guys that are tuning into this particular segment, because you're trying to understand your wife and her friend and what they do, trust me, they're just having a good time, especially if they've been friends for a long time. And now we're talking about all other things being equal, that they have great morals, great ethics, that everything is in place.
Right.
They're just having fun and they're enjoying each other. Just the way if you were to go out and you had a friend and you hadn't talk to him because you got married and you want to go out and have a beer or something like that. And then you're out there 3, 4, 5 hours, but your wife, your girl, know that friend, and you're like, okay, they're just hanging out because they haven't been together in a while. You know, allow it to just happen naturally. And when it happens naturally, that's really the best way to go. And just allow it. And like I said, all things are equal. Great ethics.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not talking about someone that doesn't have a good ethic report card, moral report card. You know, not anybody that, you know, gonna take and sneak around your back and do something that they don't have any business doing. We're not talking about that. We're talking about everything being equal with regards to behavior. But it's a lot of fun and it's really enjoyable. And I think these days it's important to have a good, solid friendship. You know, it's even if you don't talk about deep conversations with it, it's just great to laugh. It's just great to have fun and talk about a long time ago, or talk about just yesterday, or talk about like we've been friends for so long, and we were talking before we signed on, and she was telling me about her sisters and her brothers. I know her sisters and their brothers when they were 7 and 8 and 5. Who was Kimio? Who was 5 at the time? Chandra. She was 5. You know, and she's grown now. And to hear now the conversation about her being grown, you know, on her own and everything is just amazing. And we get to talk about that. And we get to learn and say, oh, wow, look at us. We've all grown up. You know, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So I encourage everyone, if you have a friend, you know, first of all, make sure that they're treating you properly and you're treating them properly, because it all starts with us as well. We could want a great friend, but if we don't know how to treat a great friend like a great friend, then we're just being abusive to them. We're abusing them. And you don't want that to happen. So make sure that inside, and remember last segments we talked about, make sure the heart, what's in the heart, it will come out. So just make sure that what's in your heart is good towards your friend, and good things will come out, and then you'll enjoy your friendship.
I agree. And when Millicent was saying, you know, person, all things being equal, we talked about people having integrity. It's so important that this person who you call a friend, that you know that they're a friend, right? There have been some tests and you know that they're friends, because as she also said, not the person who will sneak behind your back. Not some person who, when you go to the bathroom, will try to then talk to your significant other. That's not who we're talking about. That's not a friend.
Right.
So that person is not part of this equation. We're talking about the person who loves you for you, encourages you, right, lifts you up, is there for you when you need them, in terms of like they can call you. I can call Millicent if I'm going through something. She can call me if she's going through something. That friend who's not non-judgmental, right? Because life happens.
Yeah.
But that friend that we talked about when we define what is a friend in the first few segments, that's the friend we're talking about, because we just want to be clear, because there's some people who call themselves friends, but you know that there's a little bit about them that may not be the friend that we're referring to. So we're not talking about them. That's the outlier.
Yep.
But that friend who is your friend, and you know that their heart is in it, and you know that they mean well and they love you for you, then that's the person who your significant other should meet. That's the person, because you want him to know, when I'm with her, we're just kind of hanging out. We may even go get some lunch, whatever we're doing, but you know everything's good. And he'll feel that everything is good because he knows the propensity of your friend, right? So that's very important. Because there are some people out there who I've been duped before, people who I thought were not best friends, but people who I thought were a little bit more than associates, you know, that told me who they were. And my mother always said, when someone tells you who they are, believe them. You know, and it brought pure disappointment, but then it opened my eyes just to be super aware, hyper aware of people, and to just know, you know, test their integrity and test their morals, you know, because people be presenting sometimes, and they present that they're one way, but you have to kind of watch them in all different facets. Watch them when there's a, when you're at a restaurant, how they speak to the waiter, how they speak to that homeless person right there, so you can see what their heart is for real, and that way you'll know what you're working with.
Exactly. And so keeping that in mind, people say trust your gut. I say trust your inward spirit, seriously, because it's going to tell you whether or not that person, and we'll just be frank with you now, it'll tell you whether or not that person should be around your significant other.
Yeah.
Trust it. You might have a friend. I'm going to turn towards you with this one, because I know how I would handle it, so I need you to balance me out on this one. Let me tell them, and then you balance me out.
Okay.
You may have a friend, and you have a boyfriend. Let's say it's just your boyfriend at this time, right? But when the three of you guys are together, you just get a little inside. That's a red flag. You could try it 2 or 3 times just to make sure, if you just want to make sure for yourself. Another time, bring them around. If you got something going on, like a gut feeling thing going on, pay attention to it. Pay attention, and then ask yourself, what do I do with this? So, with a red flag like that, what would you do, Arlen? I know what I'll do. I'll tell you what I'll do in a minute, but you need some balance here.
Right. So if there's someone who is supposed to be a friend of mine, I bring them around my husband, Rich, and they come over and we're just kind of talking. We're watching the game. We're eating pizza. We're just kind of talking and just chilling, what have you. And I notice, I'm very, very perceptive. I notice, or I feel that she's flirtatious, or as women, we can tell when women are flirtatious, even if they try not to be.
You're my girl, so young when we had conquered the world. There ain't a thing that I couldn't do.